We're here at the official World Series of Poker press conference just before the final table of the $10,000 buy-in main event begins. Tournament directors and final tablists were here to address the media, and afterwards we got a chance to catch up with a couple of the players.
The decision with the chips, we met with GPI, which is the manufacturer of the World Series of Poker chips this year, and we were going through and we're picking the colors, and kind of sitting around a table, and we're looking at the different colors and trying to show the contrast and putting them side by side, and you're having to pick a different color for each denomination, and you don't want to have a repeat color, especially one that's going to be in at the same time as one of the others. And when it got to the 5,000s and 25,000s, they looked good in a room with dim light, but they didn't look good in a room with a lot of light out there on the tables on the green felt. So in a darker landscape, they look much better. And so I definitely think that 25,000s need reevaluating for next year, and I think if you change that color, it'll show a better contrast for the rest of the colors, and the chips will blend much better.
I think the game of hypothesizing why our attendance is what it is in any given year is fraught with logical pitfalls. I will say that again, we are not focused on the number in the main event year over year. We're focused on the quality of the experience. So I think on that count, this was the best World Series of Poker ever. The beauty of the World Series of Poker is that we are blessed with a brand and an experience that has the most organic, authentic growth, I think, frankly, in all of gaming, and it's up there in sports. For 36 years, this thing really was nothing more than a great global poker tournament, which is pretty substantial. We've been given the opportunity to not mess it up and try and modernize the brand and the business and the experience. And I think that 2 years into our, let's call it a 5-year plan, I think we're executing against that plan pretty well. I think that from broadcasting, new media, sponsorship, licensing, and global growth side, we're headed in the right direction. But as I said earlier, if we don't get the poker operation side and the customer experience side right, we have nothing. There too, we are absolutely headed in the right direction, and I feel great about the product that was put on the floor, if you will, this year. And in terms of our globality, World Series of Poker Europe is where we turn our attention to as soon as we hand out the Champions bracelet sometime tomorrow morning, and hopefully tomorrow morning. September 6th, we'll be there in London, and we think that is the start of another great World Series of Poker experience. And then also this final table, I think, says a lot about the globality of poker and the globality of our event. 2 players from the UK, 1 from South Africa, 1 from Canada, 1 from Russia. 5 out of 9, that's pretty good. So we're very pleased with that storyline. And I think that our best days are ahead of us, but we've had a great 38 years, and I think the next 38 years, which hopefully I will be around for all of, will be just terrific.
We're here with Tuan Lam. Tuan, can you tell us what changed your mind when you were on your way to Vietnam in the airport, and then you turned around to come back to the World Series? What made you change your mind?
I think the World Series is very important to me because it's only once a year, and I only have once a year, one chance once in a year to play it, so I decided to change my mind and go and play World Series.
Did you think that something, gave you a sign that you were going to do really well in the main event?
First of all, I just put my mind in the game and try to do my best, try to get as far as possible, and nothing. But I feel like something is pushing me to the World Series to play this year.
Do you think the $8 million or the lights of the cameras is going to affect your play at all?
No, not at all. Not at all.
You feel focused and confident?
Yeah, I will focus on the game and have confidence in my game. So I don't get nervous or anything from camera or the money or whatever. I just
You're playing to win.
Try to play the best game as I can to try to take the goal for Canadian players. So I try to do my best. I'm doing my best for my game.
Philip, you're going in to the main event final table as a chip leader. How are you going to take down that first place prize?
That's a good question. Let's see if I'll take it. Of course, I'll try my very best. I'll play each hand, see what situation arises, and try and make the best of it. Make the best of every hand, change my strategy, adapt to how the players are playing, and just try and hold on to my chip lead and increase even more.
Who do you think your toughest opponent will be at the final table?
I'm not really sure. A lot depends on how the cards are running and who gets chips, who doesn't have chips. Of course, now there are three of us with about 20 million plus, and at this moment, the guys with the most chips are the most dangerous ones.
What got you into playing poker?
I love the game. I love the two things. It's math and it's psychology, and of course there's a lot of freedom involved. I get to make my own decisions. I can play from everywhere when I play on the internet and those kind of things. I really like that.
You went to school for business, is that true?
Yeah, I went to the Copenhagen Business School. I have a bachelor degree of economics. But I've really, honestly, never really used it for anything.
But you've made poker your business now, right?
Yeah, poker's my business. It's my job. I go to work every day. I get up, I log onto the internet, and that's where I work.
How many chips do you have going into the final table?
I have 9.2 million right now, which is a little bit under the average.
Now I see Rain Khan on your shirt. What is that for?
That's my online name on PokerStars. I'm Rain Khan on PokerStars. I've been wearing it throughout the entire tournament because PokerStars has been so good to me that I just did it off my own will. And the fact that I really want, if I make it far in this tournament, I want everybody to see that, it wasn't the fact that I got lucky and anything like that. They know that it's me, and I've been playing so much and I really feel like I deserve this. So yeah.
I read somewhere that you have a special talent for multi-tabling, like 42 tables or something crazy like that.
Yeah, the most I've done is 43. There's single table tournaments, 9-man ones on PokerStars. The turbo sit and goes. The most I've done is 43, but regularly from between a year and a half ago till last February, I was playing about 32 at a time. Yeah.
Do you have a special computer so that you can do that?
Well, you don't really need to do it because you can stack the tables, but no, I had a 17-inch monitor when I was in college, just one of them. When I was stacking all those tables, I was doing about 30, 35 of them at once, way a year ago. And but the thing is that I needed more monitors as I played the higher stakes because I really wanted to be able to see maybe a little bit more. So I got a 20-inch monitor, but even then, no, I haven't had more than one monitor.
So, at the age of 22, do you feel like you've seen way more hands than the other players at this table playing that many games a day?
I think it's fair to assume that I've seen more hands than them. But, all these players are very talented, and I've seen it through every day that I've been here that, they all pack a special talent, and it's going to take every ounce of energy and all my experience to be able to play the best I can and hope that I get my money in the head. Because at this point, I don't like to make it sound like, oh, blah, 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 but it really is kind of a crapshoot. One hand will change a chip leader to the chip loser, and you're really going to have to make sure that you get your money in the head and you have the correct read, because one slip and you could be out and your chance for the win is gone.
Lee, you're the biggest named pro going into the final table. Do you feel confident about that?
I feel confident that I'm one of the better players, but I am one of the shorter stacks, so I'm looking to get lucky and double up early in order to be able to play my game.
Who do you think the toughest opponent at your table is going to be?
Well, right now it's John because he's got the chips. If somebody else gets the chips, that's going to change. There's certainly good players at the table, and it's not going to be easy under any circumstances.
All players at this final table are guaranteed at least $525,000. However, only one player will snag that coveted World Series of Poker main event bracelet, along with a more than $8 million first place prize and a permanent spot in poker history. Make sure to stay tuned in to Cardplayer.com for live updates. I'm Christy Arnett for Cardplayer TV.